I'm Tom McCormick and we're at Strength London. I'm the director and co-founder of this gym. We're 2 minutes from Tower Bridge, based in the railway arches underneath the train line coming out of London Bridge Station. Strength London isn't a members gym. All the sessions that take place here are supervised and prescribed by a highly qualified trainer, and this helps our clients reach their goals much quicker than if they came to the gym and did their own thing.
I work in the finance industry. It's long hours. It's typically, at your desk at 8, not often home before 6. So, from a training perspective, it's you can't often follow the rule books that people give you. You have to fit it in when you can. But there's a give and take. So, if you the most important thing is to enjoy what you're doing, and that's half the reason for getting you around.
Simple things like going to work. You want to be able to get up the escalators without getting out of breath. You want to be able to run for the bus. That's something that is just very difficult to do without the background of doing fitness and strength work.
Having that regular time that you come to the gym, and that always helps because you've got a routine. I don't have a huge amount of spare time, so coming down to the gym and doing a 45-minute or an hour session, which I know is totally focused and will mean progress for me, then that helps enormously.
Running improves your aerobic ability, and that just gives you a sense of well-being day to day. It's that simple. There are plenty of other things that are good. You become stronger in your legs. You don't become out of breath running upstairs, whatever reason. You don't notice it when you run for a bus, or you go dashing down the road because you've forgotten something, you need something for the shops. Just that sense of ability is fabulous.
Running a marathon definitely should be taken lightly, and you should prepare correctly for that. To do this, training within the gym is a key factor. It's essentially an aerobic event, running the marathon, working on your cardiovascular system, your heart and lungs, but by improving your muscular endurance, so through strength training, and your ability to tolerate lactic through some high intensity interval training, you'll improve your performance significantly. Often when people train for the marathon, they simply go out and run for a set distance, for a set duration. If people were to break this down into shorter runs but at higher intensity, they get greater results. The scientific research backs this up all over the place. So, for example, 6 sets of 4 minutes, as fast as you possibly can, will do great things for your VO2 max and overall aerobic capacity than simply running for 2 hours. Here at Strength London, we follow the NASM's corrective exercise guidelines and incorporate that into our warm-ups. So we look at inhibiting muscles that are overactive through foam rolling, lengthening muscles that are tight by static stretching, activating muscles that aren't firing properly through a range of drills, and then integrating this into one big coordinated movement, for example a squat or a lunge. A warm-up is essential before taking part in any exercise. It should raise your core temperature, activate the muscles, get the mobility you require in different joint angles, and potentiate you to give your best performance. Using the foam roller essentially inhibits overactive muscles because they have tightness or trigger points. By applying force to them, that dissipates, allowing us to strengthen and lengthen the muscle. By lifting up and applying some pressure, as you roll down nice and slowly, if you find a tender spot, hold on that. If it's an 8 or a 9 out of 10 in discomfort, over time it should diminish. Once it's dropped down to say a 4 or a 5, then move on to the next point. It's really important that glutes are activated correctly because the glute med is fundamental for keeping the tracking of the knee when running. So this will help prevent injuries. A fantastic drill for activating the glute med is the lateral band walk. The band is around the ankle, just above the ankle. You squat down into about a quarter squat as if you were sitting back into a chair with your chest elevated. From there, you're going to push one leg out to the side. So if you're going to your right foot out, the band will resist, and it's important to keep your knee out as wide as you can over your toe. You then step with the left closer and push again with the right, continuing for 10 to 15 reps each side. The program is designed to be as user-friendly as possible and very simple. We use 4 key exercises for the duration of the program and simply change the sets and reps throughout the program as we progress. This is done in 2-week blocks with the number of repetitions reducing throughout and the weight lifted increasing. With a recreationally trained runner who hasn't incorporated resistance training into their program, we feel this could knock as much as 30 minutes off their marathon time. The 4 exercises which the program is comprised of are the squat, dumbbell bench press, split squat and bent over row. 2 lower body and 2 upper body. The lower body ones will have the most carryover to their running performance. The upper body ones are in there as it will help them lean out a little bit, drop some body fat. So we pair an upper body and a lower body exercise together, elevating the heart rate and helping to stimulate growth hormone, which has been shown to reduce body fat. If you're a leaner runner, you're a more powerful runner because you're able to move your body weight quicker and for a longer time, and it should help performance. The squat works all the muscles of the leg, the lower back and the core to stabilise. When squatting, you want to set the bar up so it's about chest height, so you have to be in a quarter squat to take it. So if Rob ducks under, you'll see that he's in a quarter squat and he's in right slap bang in the middle. The bar has marking there so you know where the middle is. That's there. In the middle of him, pull the chest back, lift that up, upper back tight. So he's tight through here. He keeps his chest lifted, his eyes just above the horizon. He pulls his lower back tight and hips back a little bit. From there, he's simply going to sit back as if he was sitting into a chair, pushing the knees wide, sitting low, and squatting back up. Excellent. Dumbbell bench press works the upper body pushing muscles, so the chest, shoulders and triceps. The split squat works the legs in a similar fashion to a squat, but one leg at a time. So if you have imbalance or weakness from one side to the other, it will help address this. Split squat will work the muscles involved in running. It's one foot in front of the other, so it mimics that movement pattern quite nicely. Some people find it difficult to get their full range in the split squat when performing it on the floor. One easy way to make that range easier to get is by doing it with your front foot elevated. The bent over row works the upper back and biceps, as well as getting you to stabilise through your lower back. So that's your start position, rowing the bar up to the navel, hold and down. Good. So as you're doing this, you want softness in the knees, nice strong lordotic curve, which is the lower back here, rowing up and holding for a second, always performing the exercise under control. You should feel the upper back, area of the shoulder blades working hard when you get to the top each time. Important to keep the head in line with the spine, so you want to be looking down at the floor. If you pick a space about 2 foot in front of you, that should take care of that. The training program incorporates a 2-week taper at the end. This is designed to allow you to have your best performance on marathon day. By reducing your training volume for the last 2 weeks, you'll have less fatigue and be feeling great. I'd definitely say that strength training is an often overlooked element in an endurance athlete's training and is just as important as running or doing aerobic activities. So increases in strength increase your ability to produce power and how quickly you can produce power, and also a stronger muscle fatigues less quickly, therefore meaning you can run to exhaustion for longer or at a quicker pace.
No shadow of a doubt, when I started weight training, my running improved, and in a matter of weeks.
You think you're just running your legs, your whole body's being used. So to strengthen your abdominal muscles, to have strong glutes, even to have a strong back, and so it prevents injury, and it's very beneficial. So no, I think again, I would be one of those people that originally would have said, "Ooh, I'm not going to lift those weights," but no, it's all about strength, and it's as I said, it really will benefit you, I think, in the long run.
Also using free weights in the gym. As a girl, normally going to the gym, you wouldn't walk straight up to the free weights and pick those up. I found it's really useful to learn in terms of both technique and just having the confidence to use them. So yeah, it's helped with injuries as well, because you build up some muscle mass which protects you.
Combining strength training with cardio training has been shown to have improvements of as much as 5% in elite athletes and 20% in recreational runners. Diet is definitely as important as training, because you can't out-train a poor diet.
When I did the New York Marathon, I basically trained myself for that and did a lot of pounding of the pavements. I didn't really I found that I put on weight because despite the number of miles I was doing, I was just carb loading all the time, lots of pasta, lots of breads, and my training wasn't really focused.
Generally when training for a marathon, people eat too many refined and processed carbohydrates, pasta, bread, cereals, these sort of foods. We take the approach that you should be trying to eliminate those from your diet as much as possible and focusing on natural foods, so meat, fish, fruit, vegetables, nuts and seeds. This diet is known as the paleo diet, or more commonly the caveman diet, simply for the reason that it is what would be available to a caveman. A fantastic resource for learning how to implement the paleo diet towards athletic endeavours is the Paleo Diet for Athletes. It does a great job of very simply explaining eating before training, during training and post-workout. Diet
is very important. Again, I'm really not an expert. I try to do as I'm told. It's very difficult, obviously. It's certainly, there's more to it than you think. I don't even pretend to understand half of it. It's certainly not what I used to do. When I was a runner, piled with pasta all the time. No, it doesn't help.
Well, I eat a lot less processed foods now, so everything's a lot easier to get the benefit from, basically. So I eat a lot of fresh vegetables and fish and meat.
The timing of your nutritional intake and what type of food you take on is a key element and can help recovery between training sessions. Good cool down is important because it'll aid recovery. The quicker you can recover, the quicker you can train again and have a training stimulus and therefore improve performance. Okay, so a great way to stretch the pec minor here and also open up the thoracic, which is the mid-spine, is using the foam roller. Rob here is demonstrating hands behind the head. You should feel a stretch across here. Hold for 10 seconds. After that, lift the hips up, walk the feet back down a couple of centimetres. Hips back down, relax over the foam roll, count for 10, and then lifting the hips back up, travel down the spine a little further, relax into that stretch each time, counting for 10. A calf stretch here, what he's trying to do is put his rear heel through the floor with a straight leg. It should be feeling stretch up the back of the calf. What he wants to do is try and maintain a nice straight line from the ankle, knee, hip, up to his shoulders. If you hold this stretch for 30 seconds before swapping to the other side.
The London Marathon is #1, the whole world knows it. It's an amazing route, it's a lovely course with lots of things to look at.
Someone said, why don't you sign up for the marathon? It's something that you see on TV, very inspirational, and I guess at that time in my life I thought, well, let's give it a go, not really fully understanding the commitment and what's required, but yeah, it's now become something that I kind of get a buzz off. I love it. It's the hard work in the when it's raining or it's cold and it's wet and you go out for a run, but it's that sense of achievement once you've put it away in the locker and then when race days comes, you sit there and you just make the most of it. You enjoy it.
Running a marathon is a fantastic challenge and incredibly difficult and should be taken lightly, but once you achieve it, you will have an incredible belief in yourself and a great sense of achievement. Being here on the halfway mark of the marathon, we get to see the support that the runners get from the crowds watching, and it's really inspirational every year. For more information on all of the training advice provided, please see the Merlin website or www.strengthlondon.com.